Have you ever looked at an artist's amazing drawing and wondered how the hell did they draw those scrumptious lines on those outfits? How did they make it look so good, even if it's a baggy fit, even if it's a tight fit, even if it's a awooga fit? Well, I'm here to try to tell you how. Look, I'm no professional, but I'm going to tell you how I do it. And I'm here to show you what the power of referencing can do to help. Because a lot of the time when it comes to lines on outfits and different lighting, it's good to have a good reference. And just a heads up, my art style, I usually sketch and then do rough colors, and then I just paint and paint and paint. I don't do line art. Most of the time. You'd rarely catch me doing line art, so the way I do things is kind of like, you know how with acrylic paints in real life, if you make a mistake, it's best to kind of just wait for it to dry and then you can paint over it. It's kind of like that, but with digital art, you don't gotta wait for nothing to dry, you just kind of keep painting over it. You know what I mean? Now let's get back onto the topic at hand. So you may have seen different art tutorials on how to draw bodies and how to properly reference, and they'll always tell you the fundamental, which is to break down the reference you're looking at into shapes, right? And you may have seen some methods where people use circles or some people use squares, and I'm here to tell you, throw all that out the window. Let me tell you something that has helped me. Now, this may not help you entirely, but if you've watched all those tutorials, you've tried doing art studies, and you feel like it hasn't helped you, I may know why, because I think I may have experienced what you may be experiencing at one point as an artist. Now, on the screen, you will see me doing this sketch, right? For this reference I chose. So, notice that on the right, I'm not tracing the original piece, nothing, I'm just sketching it. You can't really make out the shapes I'm doing. Bear in mind, a sketch is a sketch. Doesn't matter how clean it is. You don't have to have a clean sketch. Mine are always messy. You don't need a clean sketch. Make them as messy as you can to try capture the essence of the reference on the left, or the like silhouette, I guess. I then go over top of the original reference on a different layer, and I try to break down the little shapes, which is what you generally see other people doing, and I put it over my messy sketch. And you'll notice something that, yeah, mine is messy, but I kind of have the rough silhouette down. And that's the main thing I want to tell you. You may have seen some professional artists, what they'll do when they start a sketch is blob down like these chunks of different like strokes, or sometimes they don't even use strokes. Sometimes they'll use like a singular color and just blob a bunch down and eventually form that into a silhouette of a body or a pose. You see where I'm going with this? This might help you a lot more than what you may have already seen, and I don't see enough people trying to teach this, and I think this is a lot easier. So here I'm just following the reference on the left. This is going to be a full illustration, so I'm just trying my best to get the rough shapes down as best as I can. And yeah, I really liked this reference I chose because of the twin tails, yes. So I kind of exaggerated it a little bit, and here I'm just doing a very rough sketch, and I start placing down my base colors and trying to blob in where I see the light, where I see the shadows and all that stuff. That's basically what I'm doing here. And then I start painting when I feel like I like the colors that I've kind of went for. And I usually start with the face and the eyes, and I'm using Clip Studio Paint version 3, so it allows me to use the liquefied tool on grouped layers, which is awesome. I love the liquefied tool. Otherwise, I would probably just merge a bunch of layers and do it that way. That's what I used to do before upgrading. But yeah, here I'm just rendering the eyes, adjusting some stuff, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't really have a whole lot I can really say besides just keep painting, really, and just have fun with it. And then here with the hair, I'm kind of blobbing in and painting. As you can tell, I very much so love painting. I really enjoy it. So yeah, enjoy this. Just another quick tip. You'll see me using an eraser quite often to remove these little like dots that might be outside of the drawing and things like that. You know what I mean. You may be wondering how I do that, especially if you have so many layers. You might be thinking, oh wow, how do you do that? How do you erase on multiple layers? Well, if you're using Clip Studio Paint, there is a eraser tool which you can select called Multiple Erase, I believe is the name of it, and just be very careful with it. I will tell you this, be careful if you have a drawn background. So like if you've drawn your background, it will erase it. It erases everything. It will not erase the background layer that it automatically generates when you start a new drawing. You know what I'm talking about, like the paper layer. So you don't gotta worry about that getting erased. So that's really nice. So just bear that in mind though, that if you did like paint a background or something, it'll completely erase that too. So just be careful. But yeah, anyways, enjoy the rest of the speed paint. I hope you learned something from it. I'm kind of just looking at the reference on the left to guide me on drawing my OC here on the right. So yeah, it's giving Sakura Miku wants to wear a baggy hoodie today type vibes. It's kind of what I wanted to go for, so it kind of worked out, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Enjoy the rest of the time lapse and bye-bye. And here is the end result. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you kinda learned something. I'm not very good at teaching. If you couldn't tell, I'm not the best. I can kinda guide you a little, but that's all I can do. I've got a commentary slash speed paint type of video in the works where I'll just be rambling about something. I'll let you know how that goes. Anyway, yeah, bye bye.